Hello everyone and welcome to the Armor Cosplay live stream with me, your host, Iron Warrior Cosplay. How are we all doing, chat? I hope we're doing well. I'm having an absolute blast recently. We went to Fantasy Forest, more on that in a moment. But right now, I want to say hi to everyone who's turned up tonight. We have Flash Gordon. Flash Gordon. Gordon's alive. Gordon is alive. Howdy, boss man. How you doing, Flash Gordon? Rocks, how you doing? And we've got Pivot Logan. How you doing? Also, love the cats. Thank you so much. Panzer and Cersei. It's so cute. Do you know what? I actually full on might just get a photo of Panzer and Cersei up because they are the cutest little munchkins. They are genuinely the most adorable things. Seriously. Hold on. I have to. I'm literally just going over to my personal Facebook now to be like, I wonder what photo I'm going to... yeah, I know Flash. I know Flash. But I just like the fact that you're called Flash Gordon. Gordon's alive! I love Brian Blessed. Why? Who doesn't love Brian Blessed? What photo do I use? There's so many. There's so many. Let's get a photo of both of them. Let's get a photo of both of them being silly. There you go. Actually, hold on. No, that's a better one. I got an even better one. Yee, so cute. Hold on. Let me just go. I just got to sort so much stuff out. Look, hold on, check it out. Here you go. Look, there they are. How cute is that? Captain Rex, how you doing? I'll change it to Zug at some point. Oh my god, Zug, is that you? Oh, it's Logan. Yeah, it says Logan. Pivot Logan to. Please change it to Zug at some point. I miss Zug seeing my boy in chat, but obviously I'm seeing you there. So. Thank you, Zug. Well, you're number one, by the way. You are number one. But seriously, thank you so much for being here. Really, really appreciate it. So yeah, we have a bunch of stuff to talk about, including Fantasy Forest. So but we're not gonna dilly dally. We're not gonna dally the dilly. It's really nice to see everybody here. Thank you so much for coming. Let me just turn the music up just a little bit. It was a bit quiet last stream. But I like it a bit. I like it quieter than like I like it really, really in the background. I don't like it to be too front and center because I just like it as background noise. Because when I stop talking, you can hear a little bit of music and it's just kind of nice rather than just dead silence. So what do I start with? Do you know what? Let's start with Lasgun Power Packs. So Lasgun Power Packs. I have been working on these. I want to make more and more and more of them. Basically, it'd be really cool. Some of them will be functioning. For example, this is a completed one. It is a little bit battle damaged because it has been thrown around the workshop a little bit, and I did accidentally damage it. But this is a fully completed functioning one. When I say functioning, as in it has a magnet on it, and it has this little stump of foam. And there's a reason for this. Not only does it look cool, like it has like a purpose kind of thing, but it also, this here is where the metal bar, if you guys have watched my Deathcore of Krieg lasgun tutorial or seen one of my lasguns, I would show you. It's here. There's one there, and there's one. My lasgun's there, my Deathcore shotgun is there, but I can't show them because YouTube will have a fit. And I've been sat here for a while waiting for stream and stuff, setting everything up. I'm not going to ruin stream. So, the reason this is like this is because the metal bar that comes through, the little metal bar, goes like this. And the whole reason for this magnet is that it touches that metal bar and holds itself in. So that's how I get that really cool click noise, is because there's a screw on the top here. And that little screw, I turn a little bit proud. So the magnet holds, and then that little screw goes like that. And it sounds really good when you click it in. It's so cool. Now, the problem with it is if this isn't here, this will rock back and forward. Even though there's a bit of foam there, it'll still move a lot. What this piece of foam does, it hits another piece of foam. The bar is here, so it's sandwiched like this. So it stays solid and it stays perfect. Now, these are 30 mil. Well, technically, they're a little bit thicker. They're 34 mil because there's 2 mil. There's 2 mil details. This little detail thing here is a piece of 2 mil foam, which is this. And I've got one of these. I've got one in my other lasgun, which is there. And my first one is here. The first one doesn't have a removable magazine because obviously I was still learning. So that goes. Oh, where does that go? That goes like that. Yeah. So the way these work are 2mm foam on top of a piece of 10mm, then there's a 10mm spacer, and then there's a piece of 10mm with a piece of 2mm, and that's how you get your lasgun power pack. At least that's how I do them. And obviously I put a magnet in the middle, put that piece of foam there, and they all click in. Because I build all my lasguns the same, therefore I can just copy these and they'll work. Some need a little bit of finagling and stuff. Mr. Titan, how you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Some need a little bit of finagling and stuff like that, but otherwise they're pretty standard. This exact same ones really. Now in terms of like the amount of these I want to build, I have one here and one here. These aren't built yet, obviously. They're all in pieces. That goes like that, so that goes like that. There we go. So I have these. Now you're probably wondering they're the wrong way around, but there you go. So see, you can literally just have them like that. So see, they're identical. So what's really nice about that is laser cutting. And yeah, I'm genuinely very happy with how these turn out every time, because they're so easy. Tonk. Oh, the Tonk is behind chat. Oh no, Tonk, you're behind chat. Hold on, Ranger Krieg isn't here tonight, I don't think, but he missed the Tonk. Where's Tonk? Got Tonk here somewhere. Oh bugger, I don't know where Tonk is. But yeah, anyway, oh there you go, Tonk folder. I've got a folder called Tonk. That's brilliant. Oh my god, I can't believe I've got a folder called Tonk. I can't move it right now, so what I'll do instead is I'll move chat. There you go, move chat over. Hold that down. That way now, Tonk can be seen. Tonk. He's such a cool little Tonk. Now, with these, I want to make about maybe 4, so another 2 after these. And I want to just have them as part of the display. So I'll show you guys the display in a moment, because the display was part of Fantasy Forest. I'm working on more stuff for my display, because I want to start at some point doing events, not just as Iron Warrior Cosplay, but like, hey, do you want a Warhammer-esque display at your event? I do a Warhammer display, and like, can I come to your event? And then just go to the event and do a Warhammer display and get to cosplay at the same time, under the Iron Warrior Cosplay banner. And I thought that'd be really cool. So, but I'm working on some bits and bobs. Like, for example, you guys have seen the crate, which I'll show you guys in a moment when we talk about Fantasy Forest, which was incredible, by the way. Another thing I've been working on is, do you guys remember the stream? I probably don't have the piece of paper right now. It's probably here somewhere. It's either here or there, and I don't see it here, so it's probably over there, but I'm not going to go get it right now. There was, I was asking you guys, like, what I could do and stuff like that. And you guys were talking about, like, doing another version of my Krieg, and it's one I have already thought about, and it's my Medic Krieg. Now, obviously, I already have a Medic bag, but I hadn't full-on gone into thinking about, I will do a Medic Krieg, because I have that syringe that Jack and Jill Cosplay gave me. It's a 3D printed one with like red liquid inside it, and they were like, does anyone want these? We don't want them. And I was like, yes. There was some repairing and modifying I need to do, because it's 3D printed, obviously. It's over there. So that syringe, for example, was like, oh, that's really cool. Like, that's kind of, it's hilariously quite big in terms of like when you hold it like a syringe. It's quite comically large, but it's a cool little prop. But my Medic bag I had some issues with, because I built it mainly as like a little display thing and to hold some little foam things in it to transport to cons and stuff. So what I've done recently, and you may have noticed when I showed you the Medic bag just now, but it currently has no handles. And not only does it not have handles, but the insides have been ripped out. See where the foam used to be? Can you see all the lines, all the crisscross patterns and stuff? So these two, this large line here and this large line there, it's hard to hold this open and show you. This large line here that goes across and this large line there that goes across used to be this shape. There used to be these. There used to be a piece of foam this shape to give it strength. I over-engineered it a little bit. But I've taken those out and I plan on cleaning them up and stuff, because I fully plan on doing a Krieg Medic. Now, the insides they're very messy and they're not very good. But I will clean them up a bit and do my absolute best to get them looking a bit better. But right now, I'm just trying to get this back together. There we go. But you're probably wondering where the handles are. Well, the handles are here. So I took them off. It took a little bit of time to get them off. It was really hard to get the contact cement off and stuff. This contact cement I use is ridiculously good, and it just took me so long to get the handles off. These handles, I like. They're even the shape of the bag and stuff because they've had like loads of time on the bag, and that's how they sit. But I use these handles like that to open the bag, and it's Velcro. And obviously these are only contact cemented on. So I'm either thinking of reusing these handles again, but actually putting little nuts and bolts through these pieces of foam just to give it a bit more strength, or making new handles out of like real leather and trying to like leather rivet them together. The reason I say that is I have a leather rivet kit, and I have another pop rivet kit here that I could do, but you have to watch out with them because obviously it's foam and it'll probably just tear straight through it. Hence why I thought if I put a piece of leather here, like a scrap piece of leather, and then a nice piece of leather across here, it'll give it a bit more rigidity and strength. So that's something I'm working on. These will be put back on possibly, or I'll make like a copy of these out of stronger foam possibly, or use hot glue or something to strengthen it so that when these go onto the bag, because these were here and you can see how they perfectly fold with the bag, I was pulling these apart to pull the bag apart, see? Now I liked that idea. This was my first time trying to make like a bag. I never really thought about making a bag. I saw this was part of the, if I'm right, the Krieg kill team. The Krieg kill team, there's a medic holding a bag. Let me see if I can find it. Krieg medic immediately comes up. Now, some of the artwork and stuff here for these Krieg medics are just brilliant. But I'm just gonna find the picture the GW put up, I guess. Wow, where the hell is it? Weird. Where the hell's that Krieg medic? He was in a kill team. It's a kill team. He was a Krieg medic and he had a bag. There we go. Right, this isn't the... Oh god, this is the best photo. Jeez. Let's go down. Okay, so... Here you go. So, right here... What the hell's happened to the chat? Oh, nothing's happened to the chat. Oh, sorry, it just looks like it's very one-sided. There we go. Sorry about that. The chat looked very weird there for a second. This medic bag here. Now, I know it's got this like larger handle on it, but I didn't think that looked very good. So I like that, but also like this style. See the medic bag there? I'm sorry, this isn't the best. There we go, that's better. Oh wait, no, I don't want to search it. Oh, bollocks. Let me open it up in another... Oh wait, no, actually. Let's get rid of that. There we go. So this bag here, for example, that's the kind of thing I was going for. But instead of having the band that goes all the way across, instead of having it go from here up to here, I wanted it here and here like a handle. Because what I did was I saw this, liked it, and then was like, cool, look up old medic bags and like old medic bag, for example. And they come up and all of them have these like top loading handles. Not top loading, but well, yeah, they are literally top loading actually. They're like that, and they have the handle here. The handles are at the top. And then and it opens up like that, exactly like that did. Now, obviously, back when I built that, I didn't really have the experience like I do now. But I would love to go back and revisit it and rebuild it, and I have an idea of how I would get it to open, and I would use magnets this time because I like magnets. Magnets, how do they work? Random thought, magnets in the handle to a nice... Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I would use... Like I said, I had Velcro at the time. I didn't have magnets. But I would absolutely use magnets next time. 100%. I do so enjoy the World War I aesthetic of the Krieg. So do I. The coats, the way they just... I think they're really, really nice. The helmets are cool too. Data Redacted. Welcome. How are you all doing? The medic granny bag. Yeah, essentially. Like a 1960s home visitor's... Yeah, that's exactly what I was going for with this. See, like, the shape and everything? Also, look, there's a Krieg logo on both sides. That's what I was going for with this. And as you can see, I've painted it to look like old leather. Does that still look like old leather? Does that still look as good as it was the day I painted it? I ignore these. These are just obviously the foam, but... I think the leather's held up. And if anything, me bending it, like me opening it and bending it and stuff, like me bending it like this and like stressing it out and stuff, has actually added to like the look of it. So I'm hoping this would trick someone into thinking it was, you know, an actual leather bag. But there was a part of me while I was taking this apart that I was telling myself to do a section of Velcro here, then like cut a piece out here so there's no Velcro here, and then some Velcro here, and then some Velcro there, and try and like lessen the amount of Velcro. But that is, you know, like I said, that's what I was going for with this. I took that idea, I was kind of like, that's a cool Krieg bag or whatever, then kind of ran with it a little bit because I wanted to sort of make it my own. This, by the way, I love this. I love that so much. There's something about that. The wings I added, by the way. So this was the logo I found on one of the Krieg medic photos I found, but I added the Aquila wings both sides. I thought that looked really cool. So I designed that with my laser. I was like, oh, do you know what this is missing? Some wings. So I just took the Aquila and just made it like that. It looks good to be honest. Thank you so much. It still looks like leather for me. I really appreciate it. Well, like 6 foot rule. You know, 6 foot rule is what I do anyway. But yeah, and that's what I'm working on. I've got like I said, I've got the giant syringe. I've got... Where is... I can grab this one. It's close enough. The medical bonking device. So if unfortunately, if you're wounded to the point where, you know, there's no one-up save. there's no coming back from it. I've got to put you down, boy. It'd be helmet off, bang, done. This is, again, from that Krieg box. I'm not going to lie to you. It was when Krieg came back, and I properly fell in love with the way they looked and how cool they were. Hold on. If I go Krieg kill team. Wow, what? How much? Jesus. Someone's selling it on eBay for a ridiculous price. When these guys came out again, let me move this over a little bit so you guys can see a bit better. This guy up here, this legend up here, with his bonking stick. See this legend with his bonking stick? Let me just show him a bit more. There you go. So this is what I wanted to. That's what I wanted to replicate, and I had the handle, but his is obviously tapered. I didn't want to taper it. I just have a handle, and I have these 2 pieces of foam I put in, and then it's a. You could use this for LARP, but the wooden handle is not something you would want to use for LARP. But this is very bouncy. It's very foamy. It's got the same kind of. It's got the same kind of density as like a slightly deflated football, like the kind of football you had as a kid that wasn't fully pumped up, but it was good enough. That's the kind of thing it's got. It's very, very good. So that's that. But obviously, I liked that so much that I wanted to do this. So I see this here, the little bomb thing. I have that. It's unpainted. It's up on the shelf. I can literally see it from here. It's one of those that has a little detonator on it. I liked that, so I decided I want that. And then I saw the medic bag, and I wanted that. And this Krieg medic here looks really, really cool. So, well, obviously you guys can't see him right now, but there you go. This Krieg medic looked really, really cool. And I thought, you know what? I'll I'll do that. I think that's really cool. So that's what I did. I immediately was like, plastic Krieg, holy crap, and then just fell in love with it and was like, this is so fucking cool. There was a point, I've still got the file for it. I was going to make the Krieg flare gun. There was a Krieg flare gun. Krieg flare gun. Flare gun. Is that it? There it is. Yay. I wanted, at one point, to build that. And I thought that was the coolest thing. I don't know what it was. I thought it was really easy. All I would do is single PVC pipe in the middle here for this piece here. So just a single PVC pipe all the way through. Wrap it in 10mm foam. Put another piece of 10mm foam here. And then use like foam clay or another 5mm piece. And I try and Dremel it and like fold it over so it makes a little trumpety bit. Make the hammer out of foam. The gun handle, I already have like 10 different files for those, but because you can't see it because it's in his hand, you could just make that up as much as you want. And I was going to make it break apart with a magnet, and I was going to make a flare for it. Like I said, I had so many plans and ideas. I was like, this is going to be so cool. But like I said, I got way too into it and built so much so quickly. The hammer of the Emperor's Legacy and the Quartermaster's counter. I'm trying to think what that is now. Sorry, my apologies. I was going to ask if you had the execution pistol. I don't have the execution pistol. You're gonna have to make a Krieg modular so you can swap out bits and pieces whichever loader. That's what I've done. I've already, believe it or not, I've already done it. So what I've done so far, I've got your standard Krieg Guardsman. So I am just a deathcore of Kriegy boy. I've got my Death Rider. So I've got my Death Rider version with the chest piece and everything. Oh my god, the chest piece right here. The chest piece is here. Got my Death Rider. So this is the Death Rider chest piece with the long respirator hose. Long respirator hose and everything. I've got all that. Oh my god, I just realised I've still got that in here. God damn, thank you for that. Otherwise I wouldn't have spotted that. Let's go back. God. Jeez. There. So, my chair, by the way, for those of you wondering, I have no wheels on it anymore. It is now just a chair you have to lift and move, which sucks. Because a bunch of the wheels are just dead on it now. I've had this chair... I was 13 when I was given it, and now I'm 32, so it's an old chair and I've had to repair it a lot. It's very old. I will get another one at some point, but my plan, the actual chair is fine. It's the shaft with the base and everything that has just been killed over time. So I'm going to get another like base for it, or get a base made for it, and then I could just plonk this chair back on it and use it. So anyway, yeah, sorry, my Death Rider. So I've done my Death Rider. And recently I did my Deathcore Engineer, which has, well, my toolbox is all the way over there. I've got a bunch of tools for him. I have the Deathcore shotgun just here. There. Obviously, I'm just moving things in the background. I also have a bunch of tools for him, like a pickaxe, a sledgehammer, an axe. I bought a real shovel for Fantasy Forest. I had so much fun with that. I'll show you guys a video of that in a bit. So he is modular. And the next one I want to make is a Krieg Medic. I do still want to do like an engineer, like a bomb engineer, like a bomb technician kind of guy, because I have that detonator thing. I need to make a coiled wire. So you know those reels that they have? The reels that they wind all the wire around. I want one of those to hang off the bottom of my backpack. Now, I already have a gas mask canister thing that hangs off the bottom of that. And I'm thinking I just put 2 pieces of webbing around it just to hang this off of it. But that's going to swing and like hit the back of my legs and stuff. So I might just make essentially one of these. Hold on, this is quite funny. I've got one here. See this? This is like a cable reel. This is one of my longest ones. It's also an old one. I would make something like this that I would carry around. So I would literally probably buy one of these that's like knackered, or find an old shitty one, take all the wire off it and like put my own wiring, because it's quite heavy with all the wire on it, but take all the wire off and everything, and then use one of these. But I would definitely modify the little crappy handle and put like a slightly bigger handle on it, and then I can like wind it, and I'll make it look more Kriegy and cool. I would probably just make one of those instead of making it out of foam, just because it'll be easier. But then I want to make those giant cylindrical bombs that they've got. The one from the Kill Team video. So again, back to the Kill Team box. The Kill Team box, they did a video where... Oh no, I put the thing on the wrong way round. Bollocks! Yeah, it was, what you call it? It was, he puts it on the wall, it goes like click, and it was so cool. I have, unfortunately, inside my chest piece, I thought it'd be clever to put one of these, and what that does is you scan it with your phone. Look, hold on. Let me just hide my phone. Let me just go to a blank page on my thing, and then you do that, and it takes you to my link tree. So if you have a look here, it takes you to my link tree. And I put them all over my props and my costumes and stuff like that. But I had one spare, and I thought I'll just duct tape it on the inside of the chest under the Aquila. And turns out I did put it on the wrong way around. I was meant to put it on the correct way around. Is this coming off beautifully? Yes, it is. Oh, I'm such a jammy git. It just came off perfectly. So if I grab that piece of foul. Is that it? Yes, it is. There you go. So what I do now is I'll stick this back on. So I've got that as a spare now. Let's see if it still works. You've got to check if it still works. All right, let's see. Ready? Ready? This. Ooh. And it still works. Awesome. So, yeah. So far, normal Kriegy boy, Death Rider, Krieg Engineer, and hopefully soon, Medic. That would be really cool. The RFID is a great idea. So the RFID, I have one on my Iron Warrior, one on my Death Corps of Krieg, and I have one more, and then I did this one as a gag. Not as a gag, but like it was on the chest piece just here, on the Aquila, which I think is on this side. I put it under the Aquila so people could bring their phones, put their phones against the Aquila, and it would take them to my link tree. I thought it was really cool. And I have one more somewhere. I've forgotten where. One's on top of the box. One's on the seal of my Iron Warrior. I've got another one somewhere, and I can't remember what prop it's on. Bugger. There was going to be one on my Krieg toolbox behind the Krieg logo, and I just thought, there's no point. I'll have one on my box. But if I'm doing a medic, that'd be really cool. I might put... Oh, do you know what would be really funny? If I put one there, put one under, like, take this disc off, put that disc back on, and go up to people's phones, so people can just hold their phone, and I'll just go boop, and it'll go dunk. For my Krieg medic, I'm thinking about doing some cool stuff. For example, like I've got the bag. That's good. That was done. It's now a work in progress. But I have got some cool ideas, and I've been speaking to a very awesome person. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna mention it. Yeah, there's no point being all secretive all the time. Where's Discord? Oh my god, I didn't have Discord turned on. My guy. It makes me want to get one and put it under a seal as a ward against scat code. Oh my! Do you know what? You should totally do. Honest to God, if you guys like that idea, please run with it. It's not a new idea. I just did it and thought it was really cool. You can set it to a Rickroll. What's really cool is with the app I have with these, you can set them to whatever you want and lock them. Once you lock them, that's it. You can't unlock them. You can erase them and then reset them, but once they're locked, you can't change it, so you have to like fully erase it. And apparently, the erasing is difficult. I've never erased one. But the one on my Krieg box is locked. The one on the Iron Warrior is locked, but this one isn't. This one I can just change. But I don't know where my other one is. There is another one. Harry might know. Harry usually knows these random facts about my cosplay and stuff. Cute cat. I just saw a cute cat on the Discord. Yeah, no, I can't. Well, anyway, I've been speaking to my friend Caden, and what I'll do, I'll just show you his cosplay, actually. Well, actually, hold on. Wait, is it working? Oh, okay, cool. I have to save it and open it? Oh, man. Okay, hold on. Okay, sadly, I can't show you guys because it's on my Discord, and I don't want to show my Discord because I don't like streaming my Discord live. Basically, it's the Krieg arm brace, which I think goes on the left arm. Let's check. Because I'm forgetting. I'm losing myself. Where are we? History. Krieg Medic Kill Team. Here we go. It's on his right arm. So I might as well just get this photo up one more time because it's the photo I've been referencing the entire fucking stream. Share screen. Do you see this Krieg boy? Do you see this here? This knife that he's got on his arm. I'm making that. I'm making that for my Kriegy boy for my my medic version of A Deathcore of Krieg. Now, the giant syringe, I've got a syringe. It'll be in the medic bag, for example, the medic bag. It'll be in the medic bag. Now, there's not going to be much in the way of like the way my Krieg looks. I'll still have my putties, still have the same coat, still everything like that, still black gloves. I've decided to go for different shoulder pads. So same shape and everything, but different ones. So I'm going to make a new set. So I'll have my normal Kriegy Boy set and then a new set. The logo on his head, I've got plans to make a removable one, which is even just makes me so happy. The idea that hit me. I did on my phone, I did a voice note to myself. What happens, right? I don't know if anybody else is like this, okay? But I will get ideas for my cosplay and stuff at like stupid o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, oh, if I don't write this down or something, I'll forget it. I'll either type it into my notepad on my phone, or if I'm out and about, I'll do a voice note to myself, like a recording to myself, being like, Krieg idea, this, and this, make arm brace, whatever, do this, do that, and there. Now, Caden has been super nice in showing me the way he's made his arm brace and stuff like that. He has copied the one from the kill team beautifully. I wanted measurements and some images and some ideas and stuff. I have now taken that idea and fucking run with it. I have modified what I want to do for the knife. I've modified what I want to do for the brace. I've got everything like designed here, but I've only got one thing designed on the laptop for my laser on Lightburn. But I don't have what I don't have yet is the measurement I need to make it. The reason being is, hey, Red Ghost and Roman, how you guys doing? I am the exact same. I do that all the time. It's so weird, isn't it? You're just like, oh, if I don't write this down, I'm gonna forget it. Or when you remember where something is, and you're like, fuck, and I have to go find it. Salutes with shovel. Salutes with shovel. If I had my shovel, both my shovels are not here. One's in the suitcase and the other's down the bottom. Speaking of suitcase, my suitcase broke. There's a little crack at the bottom where the wheel is. I have to fix it after Fantasy Forest. We'll get to Fantasy Forest, by the way. I know the stream title's like super thing. I've gone off on tangent, but I like going off on tangents. It's what you guys come here for, is tangents. What was I saying? So, with that being said, I want to modify the files, do everything I need to do. And there's maybe the reason being, the thing is, where my beautiful trench coat has a sleeve that is longer than what it needs to be. Okay. Now, yes, I did see the cat photo. I saw it on I saw it on Discord. Those super sweet little cat photos. I love cat photos. So cute. What was I saying? Yeah, so the sleeve folds back like loads. Like it folds back a lot. And if I make the brace on my normal arm here, and then measure it and everything and do it. When the second I put the coat on, the cuff is going to cover the majority of it. So what I've had to think in my head is I'm going to have to do a piece of foam about this long in one piece, but I'm going to have to measure the cuff, realize how much waste foam I'm going to need, and then build the thing here to make sure the cuff doesn't cover it. I'm still going to paint and design all the way down to under the cuff just in case it shows, but it's going to be a bit longer, and where the foam comes out of the sleeve, then that's where I'm going to have to put the connection for that knife that comes out. So that'll be really cool. That's what I'm planning at the moment. There's some ideas I'm running around for that at the moment. So yeah, that's my Krieg Medic. Fingers crossed, though, there will be streams of me building it. And what I'd like to do, like I said, I've written stuff down or whatever. What I'd like to do is build a lot of my Medic on stream. The only downside to that is they're going to be long streams, and they're going to be me building and figuring out stuff. So it's not going to be pretty. It's just going to be, you know, me going, right, okay, I got some foam. Click laser cut, come back to stream. Right, while the laser's cutting, let's chat for a bit. So it'll be that kind of thing. I am going to build one or two things I know won't be very good to build on stream. For example, like the brace. That's going to be a pain in the ass because I'm going to have to do like stuff like that. But I'll build that part, but then everything else that goes onto it, I'll do on stream. The shoulders, I'll do that on stream. That'll be cool. The thing for the front of the helmet that I want to do for the medic, I'll build that on stream. The repairs I want to do to the medic bag, maybe I'll do on stream. They're not really going to be that pretty. All I have to do inside, I have to get a Dremel, and I have to like cut away and Dremel away everything, and I'm going to have to like roof seal the inside and like spray it to try and hide my crimes, essentially, because I've ripped everything out of it. But yeah, won't be for long, fair enough. Long, ugly build streams for the win. Yeah, I'm not going to lie, these will be. I'm going to have to build a new set of shoulders, so I'll do a set of shoulders on stream. That'll be piss easy. I can build those shoulders now, like eyes closed. I built 3 or 4 pairs altogether of those, and I only plan on building myself a pair now. So speaking of building myself props and stuff, we have to address what has been happening. Now, I was umming and ahhing about talking about this, but I think I will. Games Workshop and their battery of cease and desists, their awfulness, their awful corporate bollocks. I don't want to say too much because obviously things get back to certain people. I don't like Games Workshop right now. They're not nice. They have kicked and battered a lot of friends of mine on Etsy. They've taken down a lot of really awesome prop makers who have spent a lot of time perfecting their files, and I get it, you know, but for them to take down who were they again? Were they is it Galactic? Was it Galactic Forge by any chance? Is it Galactic Forge? I do apologize if I'm getting their let's have a look. Galactic Armory. Galactic Armory. Thank you so much. It was, what, a day before? Was it the day before or 2 days before? They were like, buy Galactic Armory, cease and desist. By the way, we're bringing out our own helmet. Fucking don't even. It's just fucked. Just... I'm kidding. Although, just realized rant mode cuts through the chat. Quite funny. No, I'm just really fucking annoyed about it. Genuinely annoyed about it. Red Ghost. Oh, I can't wait to see for you to do the shoulders. I need to get some put together. Awesome. Well, have you got my pattern, by the way? If you haven't, the link is in the description of this video. Yeah, my Etsy. If you want to go grab the pattern there. And let me know if you're here, by the way, because if you are, and you have bought my pattern, and you're using my pattern to build a set of shoulders, I would be more than happy to do, like, on stream, obviously you don't have to be on stream, but if you're in chat and you're building them, we can build the shoulders together, and you can post them to the Discord and be like, look, so I'll be like, first do this, and you can be like, oh, I've done that, and then the pattern is on Etsy, so if you want to go have a look at that, it's there. If you want to grab the pattern, there is already a full-length tutorial on YouTube of me building the shoulders and explaining stuff, but I'd happily build them on stream and have somebody else be like, I've got your pattern, I've got the foam and everything, and we're going to cut them out and do them on stream. That'd be really cool. They're going to be so easy to put together. Every time, I really enjoy putting my shoulders together because they're such an easy pattern. It's such a fun pattern too. But yeah, anyway, back to what we were saying. So Galactic Army got taken down. Yanovich, so many other people. The list goes on and on and on of how many people have had cease and desists and shit like that from Games Workshop. People were panicking the other night because a fucking article had come out, and people were like, "Oh, look! It says they're going after they're going after cosplayers and LARPers." No, they're not. They're not going after cosplayers and LARPers. What they're going after is people who have 3D printable STL files for like helmets or anything Warhammer related that has like the tag Warhammer, because the AI, the bot they used, was just relentless and tried to take down I think the tabletop game that Harry plays, I believe. There's a giant robot, like a giant really, really cool like mech suit called a Warhammer, and because it's a Warhammer, the AI bot was like, it says Warhammer, and sent them a cease and desist, and they were like, this has nothing to do with Games Workshop, go fuck yourself. But either way, it happened, it's annoying, it's happening. Games Workshop are getting just more and more corporate and more greedy. I know they are a corporation. Before anyone thinks like, oh, look at this guy, you just say, I know they're a corporation, and I totally get that what they're out to do is make money. They don't really care about their fans. They don't really give a fuck about their fan base. They don't care about their customers. They know that anything they pump out, someone's going to buy, and they're going to buy it at stupid amounts of money. Who was posting recently about the those giant Terminators? Are they Terminators? I think they're giant Terminators with those huge shoulders in the new box that's just been released for the Drop Site Massacre, which the Iron Warriors are a part of. Istran 5, I think. Istran 5. Just to make sure I'm right. Otherwise, I'll... Istvan 5, sorry. Istvan 5. Where the Drop Site Massacre and all that cool thing. But yeah, it's just really... it just sucks. It just sucks. The way Games Workshop are. And also, since there's no more... Warhammer Fest and stuff too, it's unpleasant. It's left a not so good taste in my mouth, and I don't like it. So I have decided now. By the way, this isn't like a statement. This isn't like a big thing. Me, and then like the entire Warhammer community who play tabletop and whatever. If I go, I'm not going to buy anything from Games Workshop anymore because they're corporate assholes and I don't care about it. That little voice of mine is not going to get heard by anybody. It's just going to be, it's just insignificant, and it happens. And oh no, we lost. It's like that. It's like the exact clip of The Simpsons with Flaming Moe's, and Moe is there making Flaming Moe's, and there's loads of people there, and they're all like, oh, we want to buy it, and he's like, you just lost yourself a customer, and he's like, what? I can't hear you over these tens of thousands of people who want this drink. So it's the same with Games Workshop. If one person stops buying it, they're not going to notice. I've told my friends or whatever, if a book I like comes out, I might get it. But in terms of models, minis, all that kind of stuff, paints, stuff like that, not for me. I'm not going to do it anymore. Can't be asked. The last thing I bought before all this happened was this. This was the last thing I bought. And it's covered in dust because I left it down here after that stream. You have to take it into the house. Yeah, that was the last thing I bought, and that's probably the last thing. That's probably it now. I don't feel I don't feel any customer loyalty to Games Workshop, and normally I'm quite good. I like being loyal to different places, even though they don't care. But Games Workshop's making its own 3D files now. Shit, there you go. No, they're not making their own 3D files. So look, here you go. Right. Let me show you. Let me show you what happened. Right. So. 18th of July. So the 18th of July was a Friday. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the 21st, Monday the 21st. So 18th, 1, 2, 3. So it's 3 days. So 3 days after then they did that. Okay, fine. So I'm going to go to share screen. I'm just going to reset my screen sharing panel so that you guys can see better, and I will reset it for when I do the thing. So, this big summer preview, a wearable Lieutenant Titus helmet. You can now buy a plastic helmet from Joy Toy. It's a wearable helmet. It has like a band inside that's adjustable, so you can fit it to your head. Comes with this stand, and you can buy it probably for an extortionate amount of money. Let's have a look. No fucking thanks. Where's the? Here you go. $139.99. You get a 1-to-1 scale helmet and everything, and that's there. There you go. So it's $139.99. It's £140. And yeah, the second they had this Galactic Armory, for example, if we go Galactic Armory, there's their video. We got a cease and desist from Games Workshop, and there's their helmet right there, the helmet they have or had, and then there's that's the Chaplain helmet they've got there, and that's it. You know, as you can see, I've already liked the video, I've already watched it, and I feel really bad. I genuinely do, because these guys clearly were massive fans of like Games Workshop and everything, but it's, you know, they got a cease and desist because they had a helmet that they were about to release in plastic. People are going to buy it. People are absolutely going to buy it. So many people are going to buy it. And that's not a problem. If you guys want to buy it, that's not a problem. But there's already so many people going, I still have the 3D file for it. And they're going to just start printing them. I'm just like, do it. Fuck them. I'm so mad. It really has fucked me off. I could say how much I hate Games Workshop right now until the cows come home. But it won't matter nonetheless. People are going to keep buying from Games Workshop, but new stuff is coming out. 3D printing is getting way cooler and way better and more popular. So they're going to just print their own models and stuff like that, and it's just going to get to the point where Games Workshop are going to slowly start losing a bit of money. But that turnover they had, how much did Games Workshop make in 2024? Core revenue was 490 million. So they're not gonna, if I go, I don't want to buy your new box, whatever, they go, okay. They won't notice that. They won't notice that at all. So that's what I wanted to do, was just mention that, because I wanted to get it off my chest. I'm not a fan of Games Workshop anymore. I'm still cosplaying. I still love the game. I'm still going to be playing the game with the minis that I have. I'm probably going to buy secondhand minis from eBay, or go to friends or post on Facebook, be like, hey, does anyone have any like rhinos they want to get rid of or whatever, and I could buy some rhinos and like clean it up, and then, you know. But I will not be buying anything new plastic wise from Games Workshop. But if they release, like, I don't know, let's say another Krieg book comes out. Well, I love Krieg and I definitely want to read the book, and I'll probably buy it. But in terms of like their plastics and the minis and how they are as a company, I'm just not really a big fan. I think it's quite disgusting. Yeah, thanks for telling me about it. I'm also quite disgusted with it. Yeah, go online, go to YouTube, for example. Go to Galactic Armory, watch their video on how they got cease and desist. Type in Games Workshop cease and desist. There's loads of videos about it. Chapter Master Valrak, he did a video about it, and he also did a video about how their new logo is different and it's awful. I gave him the tip off on that. Quite chuffed about that. Even got a shout out in his video because he's a ledge. But yeah, I just wanted to throw my hat in the ring and be like, hey, or give you my 2 cents, whatever the saying is. I no longer want to support Games Workshop as a company. I have been asked, are you going to still go to the Warhammer Open Day? I'm still on the fence about it because the cosplaying side of things that I do, all the props and stuff and all this kind of stuff, I really enjoy that. But they're just not. It's just the company. It's not like the staff at Games Workshop headquarters, like in Nottingham. They're the nicest people. But I'm talking about the company, like the actual company itself, like the suits, if you will. The people who have no interest in like any of the Warhammer stuff. They just run it as a business, and that's what it is. It is business, but it's there to make money, and that's it. Now that's the part I don't like. But I still like, for example, like my friend Louise used to work there. She's the one who made the music you're listening to. She used to work there. When she used to work there and we used to cosplay and go there, it was always nice to see her and nice to see a bunch of my friends, and really nice to see people who work there. And there's so many people who work behind the scenes, like at the counters, or the ones who go around just helping you out. Oh, do you need, or people, the staff at Bugman's Bar. Everyone's really nice. Everyone's really helpful. They're all wholesome and they're really nice. And they're there to work, and they're there to sell a product for this company. It's the company I don't like. So it is what it is. But like for example, I don't know if I'll go. I really like the Warhammer Open Day because I get to go see my friends and I get to cosplay. But we'll see. The next Open Day, if you see me there, then you know I made a choice to go. But I won't be buying or supporting Games Workshop as a company anymore, personally. I just can't. It's not something I want to do anymore because of what they've done. And yeah, Data Redacted, you've exactly. Cosplay is great fun, but it's less great when you're walking advert. Exactly. And, you know, people do ask me, oh, what are you from? I'm like, well, I'm from Warhammer. And, you know, I don't mind telling people about it. But if they go, oh, would you recommend? I'm like, no. Would you? Oh, what kind of box would you recommend? How do you start getting into tabletop? And I'm like, don't. Go play something else. There's loads of other things to go play that isn't Warhammer. Go play them instead. They're way better. I'm just really mad. I'm just mad. It'll go away. But I'm just mad. That you know. And also, yes, Red Ghost. Before I carry on, yes, they took down Yanovich. No longer can you go to Etsy. You go to Etsy, for example. I'm going to go to Etsy now. I'm going to go to Yanovich. I spell it Janovich, by the way, but I say Yanovich. Where is he? Yanovich. There you go. So, if you go onto Yanovich's page, every single thing you see is Krieg stuff. The Space Marine helmet is gone. It's all just like respirator connectors, shovel, gas mask stuff, swords and things like that, like bolt cutters and things like that. I'm surprised the chainsword is still there, but it's still there. It's just little things. It's just, you know, shoulder pads, little mini tanks, respirator boxes, helmets, canisters, things like that. A pattern for like a shovel holster. Normal things that Games Workshop have no ties to. There's no Games Workshop iconography and anything there anymore, and it just really sucks, you know. But he has all of his gas mask patterns and stuff, everything he made, his helmets and all that cool jazz. He still has all of that, which I'm really happy with. But they did take him down for like other stuff, and it really irked me when I saw Yanovich get taken down. I was hoping they wouldn't, but again, 3D files. They don't want you 3D printing helmets. It's their IP. They don't want you doing it. Okay, fine, then stop doing it. But Me, I'm going to carry on making props myself. No longer will anybody be able to get any props from me in terms of Warhammer. Other props, maybe. If I start commissions again, I can make props. Not from Warhammer 40k, obviously, but from anything else. That's why I've still just got paper patterns. And I will happily keep making paper patterns for people. If people want to, cosplay Death Corps of Krieg, and they want a certain item that I've built, I'd happily try convert that into a pattern and see if I can. But, we'll see. Pickaxes for all. Yeah! Pickaxes for everybody. Pickaxes are pickaxes. They can't, pickaxe, Krieg use pickaxes. It's our IP. Go fuck yourself. That's good that they didn't take all of his stuff down. It's really sad they didn't take it down. Well, exactly. It's anything Space Marine related. So if it had Warhammer or Warhammer 40k or Space Marine or anything like that, in the description or in the title or anything, Games Workshop would send you a cease and desist and take it down. Now, I am a little bit shocked that I've not been taken down, but then I got told by a bunch of friends of mine, you won't be taken down because your PDF paper files are nothing to them. What they don't want is 3D modeled actual helmets that you can go click, download, click buy, download, put on a printer, print, paint and wear. They don't want that. They want you to buy their £130. How much was it? How much was it? 145? Am I way under? I think I'm way under. Oh, where is it? Officially licensed merch store. There you go. Oh, sorry. 139. So 140 quid. So, they want you to buy the £140 helmet that they're selling through Joy Toy. They don't want you to build your own one. They don't want you to have your own creativity, freedom, and they want you to buy this specific Titus helmet and only this Titus helmet. You can't have anything else until they release it. And that's what pisses me off. So it just makes me mad. But we'll get off it. Is it perhaps a way to make it generic? World Warship style for prints? Well, what's really funny about that is you can change like names of stuff. So, for example, who said it? A friend of mine said it. They let me just check this super quick. There we go. What did he say? I've forgotten exactly like the wording he said, but what he said was, if you start an Etsy shop, for example, and you put up like a Space Marine helmet, but you type in Galaxy Man Warrior or Galaxy Man Space Cadet, not even space, just Galaxy Warrior, I don't know, you could just find words that like for example Space Marine and take those two words, find two words that mean the same thing and just change them and just have them. If you just put different wording and stuff like that, apparently it just doesn't matter, because you can go on to Etsy now and you can go find if I type in space helmet, I think is one of the search terms. Someone said if you put in space helmet and you scroll for a bit, there it is. There's a bunch. deluxe 3D printed. Here you go. Right, this is a Space Marine helmet. Okay, it's a Titus helmet. Deluxe 3D printed sci-fi helmet replica display helmet sci-fi decor prop helmet. That's one thing you could put. Where? Hold on, there should be more. There's a few. Hold on. Wait, is there one at the top? There it is. Hold on. There it is. So, futuristic warrior priest helmet. Cosplay prop inspired 3D print collectible armor helmet. See? That helmet's still up. So's the other Titus helmet. Because they haven't used the words. They haven't used the generic Space Marine, Warhammer 40k, Warhammer. They haven't used those words. Adapted Halo helmet. Try that. You could try that one if you want. There's a bunch of them and they're hilarious. Hold on. If I type in What was the really funny one? Is it Galaxy Warrior Helmet? Is it Galaxy Warrior Helmet? There it is. There you go. Astral Warrior cosplay helmet. Astral Warrior cosplay helmet. And in the description, is there a description? Yes. It's a PLA helmet, printed whatever. Here you go. War Fantasy Comic-Con helmet, 3D technology, wearable Lieutenant Warrior helmet. And there it is. And it's still there. Because they've been searching for other stuff. They've been searching mainly for like the biggest culprits. And it's really funny to see them try and get around it by putting all these different things. Obviously, they'll get caught at some point. But it's really funny that like Lieutenant Titus helmet, that Titus helmet is still there after all of this. And it's still there and you can buy it. It's so fucking funny. I guess the trademark works. Yeah, it's all IP stuff. It's all intellectual property and stuff like that. So anyway, I've been talking for over an hour. Let's get to what this stream is all about. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be going to Fantasy Forest. Let me now readjust everything here so that it's all... I do that. That's what I normally do. And I put that in there. And I make this nice and big. I do that. And then I'll do that. There we go. So, we are here. It is now time. Fantasy Forest talk. So, this is inside the hire van that I got for Fantasy Forest. And the first thing you notice is 2 cans of Monster Energy drink. Because it was a long drive. And what I do is... Now... Like Ranger Creek, for example, or my friend Kyle used to work with me at the cinema, right? Daily they will drink 2 or 3 cans of Monster Energy drink, just a daily. It's just they'll go up, grab it, crack it open, and drink it. Fine. Now, I don't do that personally. It's just not something I do. So when I do drink an energy drink, it hits me like pure cocaine. It hits me like a bus. So, for example, if I'm driving quite, like, long distances, and I'm like, oh, getting a bit tired, like, lethargic, a sleepy boy or whatever, and we've been driving for, like, 3 or 4 hours, I'll get Harry to crack me a can, and I'll take, like, a sip, and it hits me, and I'm like, yeah, I can drive for months, that kind of thing. And it's really nice. So, I carry 2 of them. 2 is usually enough. 1 is in case I need it on the way up, because I started the journey, I think, at like 5 a.m. I think. It was very early in the morning. So that was there just in case I needed a drink on the way up. I did a little bit as I got there. So basically, the closer I got to it, I was like, you know what? I'm going to have a drink. So I'd reach down, cracked one, started drinking it. So I was fine for the event. Because I had to set up, unload, set up, set my tent up, find parking, find passes. It takes so long. We all went there as the Ordo Mayhem. So basically, it's a bunch of different cosplayers. Ironware cosplay, Nate the Chill Valhallan. Like for example, my incredible friend Alan, who helped organize it with. It was like myself and Alan. We organized everything. Coraxian cosplay. My God. Anyway, the list goes on. So many of us, but we all went there under one banner, the Ordo Mayhem. And it was a lot of fun. Now, when we got there, we were unloading. And as you can see here, I'm unloading the power shovel. And the power shovel is what Harry built me. And I fucking cherish that thing. And I take it everywhere with me. And as you can see, I have a little hitchhiker. Little hitchhiker on the end of my shovel. So I went over with the shovel and put it on the ground. And it was just like, boop. And just boop off the shovel. And it just went onto the grass and like went away. It's like, good, there you go. So we were setting up and everything. That's my new shovel, right? And I love this shovel. All I did the entire weekend was throw it into the ground like that. It was so much fun, and it's been dirtied up and everything. What's really funny is holding... can you still hear it? Because I've made it so I can mute it. If you can still hear it, let me know. If you can't, good, because that means it's working the way I'm muting and unmuting it. This shovel, I've... Oh, good, there you go. I've burnt the handle and everything, like I've done with my personal one, and I've sort of repainted it. I sanded it and repainted it like my one. So when you hold them, you can tell mine is made of foam and it's fake because it looks terrible compared to this one. But when you hold this one, people do go, oh, it's cool, it's a prop one. They pick it up and they go, oh, it's a real one. So it's really cool to have. And I just went like that and just stabbed it straight into the ground. And it was so satisfying to do all weekend. So much fun. Now, at that weekend was this. This is literally a meat train barbecue. I forgot to send you our selfie. It was great seeing you there. Oh no, you could send it to me. You can still send it to me. We have each other online. I still have a bunch of photos from MCM of yours I need edited and I need them posted. So I need to edit and post them. Well, not edit them, but I need to I want to add some bits in or maybe send them to Richard to just, dolly up because he can put me in situations and change background stuff. I'll have a look, but I've got a bunch of them on my phone still. I need to post those online. This is the barbecue steam train. I pretty much bought all my food from here. That is the best. Meat train fire, barbecue meat train, barbecue steam train. It was the fucking coolest. I loved it. I almost exclusively bought from this place. They had bratwurst the length of my fucking arm. They had burgers that were as thick as anything. Oh my god, they were just the best. Now, this is the setup. So down in, I think we were in Galaxy, if I'm right in saying. Let me just duplicate this tab super quick. I think we were in Galaxy, if I'm correct in saying, because there were different sections and different sections of different stuff. So you had like the steampunk section, and you had the steampunk section. You had like what were they called? Like almost like Mad Max. There was like a Mad Max section, which was genuinely so fucking cool. Oh, I was about to sneeze. There was like the Galaxy section and stuff like that, which is what we were in. Then you had the steampunk section. You had the warrior section. You had like the witchy wizardy kind of section. It was really awesome. It was so much fun. And with that being said, then it was all set up. Everything of mine was in here, so I put everything in there. Now, completely need to just be like honest with you guys. Never, ever in the history of doing Iron Warrior cosplay have I done an event that is purely outdoors for more than a day. So I wanted originally to put all my props and everything back in my van every night and lock it up safely. You couldn't get your vehicles in and out every night. There were rules and regulations. So I had to keep all my props and cosplay and stuff in my gazebo, which shit me up so much. But everyone else was doing the same. They're all keeping all their stuff. All the store holders were keeping all their jewelry, all their props and displays. And everyone was doing it, even the Dalek people and everything. They had great security. Nothing was touched. Fantasy Forest, thank you so much. Next year, I'm going to be bringing some even bigger and cooler stuff. But it was very nerve-wracking. Sent it over? Thank you. It was very nerve-wracking. It was very nerve-wracking, considering it's like my life's work. Literally my life's work. But yeah, anyway, so day one, we open up, and I get to see a friend of mine who I have not seen for a long time. For those of you who don't know who this is, this legend here is Terry English. If you don't know who Terry English is, if you've ever watched the original Excalibur movie, if you've ever watched... you've watched Batman, right? With Mr. Freeze, Arnold Schwarzenegger's Mr. Freeze. This legend here designed the armor, and it's metal, and it all works. And he is an incredibly talented man. He made all the armor and stuff that you see behind you. and we had such a good laugh. He's the funniest guys. He is the funniest guy. Appears from the warp. The Pengler, how you doing? Genuinely such a nice guy. Let's go back to that one then. Genuinely such a nice guy. We've been out for a few drinks stuff together. It's been really nice. He's such a nice guy. Harry's met him. He's incredibly talented. Do you know what I'll do? Do you know what I'll do? I will show you Terry English. Let me find. Let's see what we can do here. Let's. Oh, brilliant! That's a good image, but it's very blurry. Oh, hold on, there you go. Awesome. Here you go. This is Terry English, and he makes all of this beautiful, ornate armor. He makes it all by hand. He is incredibly talented. Such a nice guy as well. Such a good laugh to be around. He has met more celebrities than I can count. He's just, you know, considering he's like a talented armor maker, everybody knows him. He's a legend. He's met loads of celebrities over. He's the most down-to-earth person I've ever met in my entire life. And I've met him several times. I've met him mainly at UKCGF Exeter. And every time I see him, he remembers me. And I'm like, how? Like, why? Like, you've met so many people, and yet you remember me, and it blows my mind. Here is a photo I have to show you. Here is a photo of me, Ranger Creek, my boy Harry, and Terry English. We were out having drinks. There's just a bunch of us out having drinks. And Terry came over to have a photo. And it was the coolest thing. And I genuinely can't tell you how awesome he is. He is like the nicest human being. He is so nice, in fact, that he gave me this. This is a stunning photo taken of this beautiful, beautiful model here wearing some of Terry's ornate armor. And inside, isn't it cool? This is the first time we met, by the way. Dude, Averick, good to meet you. Stay cool, Terry English. He is fucking amazing. Honestly. I think that was 2019. 2019, I believe that was. And he is, if you ever see him, don't be scared to approach him. He is the single most approachable guy. And I cannot tell you how sweet he is. He's the nicest man. And if you ever get the chance to meet him, please do. I've been to a panel of his. By the way, he's met the Iron Warrior. This was like, I think this is the second time I met him. This is the first time I met him. This was 2019. As you can see, the Iron Warrior is like a bit older, a bit younger there. There's a few lots of different changes, and he's cleaner and stuff. But yeah, that's like one of the first times I met Terry. This is his armor. There's the beautiful armor he made for Arnold Schwarzenegger. The armor and stuff. There's just having a laugh, having a bit of bants. Yeah, he's genuinely so nice, and I've been to his panels and stuff, and it's just outstanding. Actually, here's some really awesome photos for you. Actually, hold on. Here you go. Here's me with my friend Annie. Hold on. Actually, hold on. I need to. Sorry. Bear with me, guys, because there's actually two photos I want to show you, because I've just realized. Let me find the photo. It's here somewhere. Give me 2 seconds. Because... where is he? See, this is why I have the music playing in the background when I struggle and I need to find something. God damn it, where is it? Sorry about this. I have got the photo. I literally have it. I'm in the album that it's in. But I'm just trying to find it. Where is he? Is this the... I do apologize for this. I do hate it when I'm slow like this and I'm trying to find stuff. This is normally where mods are handy, but obviously I told Ranger of Krieg, I was like, well, sorry, I told Nate, sorry. Nate was at Fantasy Forest as well, Nate the Chill Valhallan, and I was like, yeah, I'm really sorry. I don't have you guys as mods anymore because I felt really bad I couldn't pay you. Well, I wanted to. Like I said, I really wanted to. The only downside is I wasn't making enough to cover anything else. So I was like, I can't pay you. And I really did try paying them. It sucked. It really sucked not being able to make my friends some extra little pennies on the side just to help them out. Not that they needed helping out, but, you know. Although, half the time, they refused. Ah, oh, man, it's here somewhere. I know it is. I know it's here somewhere. I think I may have found it. No, I haven't. Okay, anyway. Where the bloody hell? I'm really annoyed that I can't... Wait a minute, I know where it is. Sorry. Sorry about this. I know exactly where it is. Give me 2 seconds. Literally, give me 2 seconds. I know exactly where it is. I know exactly where it is. I know what I put it under. Apologies. 1, 2. Don't count! Don't count. There we go. Good. So that's sorted then. Awesome. So, I found the picture. Hey, there you go. So that's my friend Annie. That's my friend Emily. And this armor here, is what Terry made. And there is Terry in front of his incredible stand. And right there is me man, boy. There you go. Sorry it took so long. I hope this image was worth it. It's awesome. These lovely people here, these lovely human beings here, they're the nicest people. And we recently, me and Emily literally saw each other at Fantasy Forest. And we bumped into each other. It was like, oh my god! And it was just really, really awesome. But then I didn't know Terry was there. So that is true metal armor. Everything you see here, everything you see this model wearing here, is all metal, including this chest plate in here. Everything over here. All of this is all metal. All of it. All of it. It's all metal. Now, thank you so much for letting me find that, by the way. Because I really, really wanted to find that. Now, one other thing I would love to tell you is... Got it here. I go to Terry's Wikipedia and find it for you. Here you go. These are armor and props that Terry was in. Terry has designed and done and everything, right? So, let me see. Obviously, 1981 Excalibur. He did all the armor for that. Aliens. Yes, Aliens. Aliens 3. Batman and Robin. Transformers The Last Night. Thor The Dark World. Sucker Punch. Robin Hood. Clash of the Titans. Kingdom of Heaven, King Arthur, 2001, 2011, some Harry Potter films, Gladiator, The 13th Warrior, and The Man in the Iron Mask. Terry English, ladies and gentlemen. Absolute fucking legend. So I wanted to just share that with you guys because I think Terry is an incredible human being. I think he's genuinely an incredible human being. And he is 81. God, I hope I'm right. Because I'm going to be so annoyed if he isn't. Like, as in, if I get it wrong. I really hope he's... God, I really hope he's the age I said and not like incredibly younger, because if he's incredibly younger, I've just insulted Terry English. I don't want to insult him. Where's his age? Normally it says his age on doesn't it normally say his like age on Wikipedia? I think it's Wikipedia. Not I think it's Wikipedia. I think it's 81. Damn. Eesh. I can't find it, but I think Terry's about 81, I think. He's been in the film industry for over 50 years. So, no, Terry won't be watching. Terry's way too busy being Terry. Anyway, back to here. Really to really enjoyed it. Thought it was an incredible experience. Fantasy for us to get to see Terry again and get to hang out. Then to close the night, awesome live music. The whole weekend was full of music. Really awesome. Genuinely really awesome. Now, we move on to the setup. Now, I have my Iron Warrior here on the stand, and people were coming into the gazebo. Now, I thought that I could get the gazebos to be high enough that people could see the Iron Warrior without having to duck under. Sadly, not. Because what people don't know, and what's quite interesting that people don't quite know about the Iron Warrior is when I'm wearing him, he's 7'1". But when he's on his stand, he's just sat inside himself. He's just sat like that. So he's just stood like that. So he's not 7'1". I didn't build a stand for him to make him like the same height when I'm in him. I just built a stand essentially to hold the power armor. And it just happened to be like, this is really cool. I'm going to have this at events for display purposes. So when people look at me and go, oh, he's not very tall, and they go up and they do like this to him, and I go, no, because he's on his stand. Like, I'm not in him. Like, you can see here, there's no visible neck. Well, when I'm in him, there's like, I know my beard was there, but there's like this much neck. You can see like the difference where my head and helmet is. Whereas this, you can't, because it's just sat on a piece of foam that just holds itself there. So, you know, they had to come in, they had to duck under. And I thought, well, at least the Krieg will be, like, visible. Nope. That mannequin that I've got, Iron Steve, that you guys named, when he's on his plate and he's, like, stood up, yeah, it cuts off, like, here. And it's so frustrating. But it's fine. People were nice enough to come under. They were coming under. Oh, that's really cool. And they were taking pictures under the gazebo. Not like it was really low, but to see the Iron Warrior, you had to duck under a little bit. With that being said, though, people were taking so many pictures of him, I decided to move my sign, this is Iron Warrior Cosplay, to above him. So when people took a picture, they would also take a picture of the sign, so they knew who it was. So yeah, as you can see, it's just clamped on here to the top of the gazebo. I thought it was clever. So this is part of the display. I have a better photo. There you go. So as you can see what I mean. Do you see what I mean? So the gazebo is here. So this cuts off there, and the Iron Warrior is at the back. You can just see his nose piece there, so it cuts him off a little bit there. So when you would walk up, you would have to sort of just look down a little bit and take a picture. So this was my display. Now, I got a few questions about this. Let me move some stuff out of the way. I got a few questions about this. Why did I put all my Krieg stuff on this table and put the Iron Warrior behind there? and put all my Iron Warrior stuff on this table and put the Kriegs there. I wanted to mix it up a little bit because I thought if I put the Iron Warrior behind the Iron Warrior stuff and the Krieg stuff behind the Krieg stuff, it just separates them perfectly. It just goes, that's it, Iron Warrior, Krieg. I thought, why not? I'll put the Krieg next to the Iron Warrior table with some sandbags and barbed wire, and I'll put the new crate I built over here in front of the Iron Warrior with all my Krieg props and stuff. I just thought it worked better. I don't know why. There was something in my head that was just like, this is the way to do it. And that's what I did. Tall bastards standing in tents. It's literally what me and Nate and Korax are when we're standing in a tent. We're tall bastards standing in a tent. But it's been a long time since I've done this. Events and stuff like that. And as you can see, I've got like camo netting in the background. That was kind of given to me by Alan. I've got it temporarily. I do need to give it back to him. But he couldn't take it at the time. So I've got it currently. I've got all my props in. Now, I say all. I brought what I could. I knew I had 2 tables and I knew I had 2 gazebos because these are my gazebos and these are my tables. This stuff here, the Tyranid and stuff, belongs to Alan and people who obviously bought stuff along, like there's tins and food and bags and stuff like that over here. I said you can use my gazebo. Just come in and just use my gazebo. So this, it doesn't look like it, but all of this is also under the gazebo. It's like, it looks like it's doing that from this angle, but everything is under the gazebo. Everything is safe. Nothing could go in this section here because the water would run down this and run down that and run straight down in the middle of this. So there was just a line of wet when it rained. And I was like, God damn it. So anyway, my Kriegy boy with his boots and everything, I don't, and I got asked this, I do not, the one thing I don't do when I put my Krieg on his display is I do not put his putties on when he's on the mannequin. It's just too difficult. Because he's not a real person and it's a mannequin, it's really difficult to do. When you're a human being and you've got putties on or whatever, I've got chunkier calves, I've got bigger legs, and it's just, I can wrap them around nice and tight, whatever. But when you're trying to wrap it around a mannequin and the clothes just slide on the mannequin, because the mannequin's so thin. The mannequin and I are totally different people. The mannequin is like ripped, and all of the clothes and the belt and everything just hang off him a little bit. So I've had to make I've had to put a rope around his neck that goes down the middle here that ties onto the belt to hold my trousers up. Otherwise, my trousers just fall down. And it's just really frustrating. Wait, he's not real? Iron Steve is real, but he's just thin. It's annoying how thin he is. So, as you can see here, dry. All of this is wet, and that little middle bit there is wet, so you can see the color difference. So that's you can tell, right? Wait, you're not ripped down. No, I'm not ripped. I'm a chunky boy. That is me wearing my Deathcore of Kriegy boy, as you can tell because I've got my putties on. Outside my little display with my Krieg flag and everything. I thought it was a really cool photo. Got some really nice photos that weekend. Really, really enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie, so many photos of me. I love it. But I think I look really good. Oh, here's what's really funny, by the way. A few people saw the Krieg stood on the mannequin. I'm like, that's really cool. That's really creepy. It looks like he could come to life. And I didn't, but I wanted to go and stand where the mannequin was stood and stand like the mannequin, wait for someone to come and take a picture, and then go, hello, and like shake my hand, like put my hand out so they could shake my hand. But I thought, I think it'd be best if I don't scare people at Fantasy Forest just in case. So I didn't. I've done it in the Space Marina events, and I think it's always really funny when like kids come up and take photos, and I just go like, or I'll move my power fist or something, and they crap themselves. I think it's kind of funny, but I didn't want to just scare a ton of people at Fantasy Forest, so I decided I think I'll forego that. Something else I've also like sort of not discovered, but something else I've decided I'm gonna do. The base plate, let me go back. The base plate for the Krieg, okay, here is 10 mil tempered glass, right? Now, 10 mil tempered glass is great, but every time I'm moving it or using it or tightening things up around it, you know, on it and whatever, I shit a brick because I'm worried that it's just going to shatter. And you know what tempered glass is like when it shatters? It's just really it scares me. It scares me so much. So I've decided, and I don't know whether this is the best thing I've decided, but it's gonna. There's a guy down the road. I say down the road, guy up the road, who does metalwork and fabrication and steel and shit like that. I want to get. I'm going to measure the glass plate and I'm going to make it a touch bigger and a little bit further forward because I need him to stand on it. I need it wider and a little bit further forward. So I need it just essentially from this to like that. I need it a bit bigger. 10 mil steel. I'm going to get a 10 mil steel plate. I'm going to take the cup that with the bar and the connector and everything. I'm going to unscrew that from the piece of glass, drill the holes, countersink them underneath, and bolt it on. So I'll have this heavy duty steel plate with the pole holder on it that the Krieg can stand on. He won't go anywhere. And I'll be able to fucking yeet this thing around and fling around. It won't matter because it'll be a 10 mil steel plate. I did think about getting 10 mil aluminium, but a piece of 10 mil aluminium at like the size I need was extortionate. It was like, what? 10 mil steel on the end was like, a couple of quid. It was nothing. It was like, so I've gone for steel, plus steel's heavier. Aluminium could bend, but I've gone for steel. I think it's better. It'll work. No problem. So I'm going to keep the piece of like tempered glass. I think it's up there. It's either up there or under here. I don't actually know where I've put it. I've got it, but I keep it safe because I'm just terrified about it getting broken. And my plan was to stand on it as if I was still stood there. So I was going to like, see how I've got my feet together here and Iron Steve has his feet apart. I was going to stand like that. That was my plan anyway. So, but I didn't. I decided not to. What's heavier, a ton of steel or a ton of aluminium? What's heavier, a ton of steel or a ton of lead even, or a ton of feathers? It's a ton, my guy. But yeah, no, I've decided to go for the steel plate. Fuck it, steel plate will be fine. I haven't bought it yet, but I'm going to, and I think it'll be a good thing. And my plan is to like wire brush it, clean it all down, and then just like paint it with like, I don't know, like proper thick black like chassis paint or something, just to keep it, just matte black or just like solid black, just clean it up, make it look good. I want to round the corners, so I'm just going to round the corners with a flapper disc, make sure it's all, dulled down essentially. I'm going to round all the corners off so it's safe. And then I'll countersink the holes and drill it, and then it'll be done. So I'll feel a lot better with that as my base for the deathcore of Krieg, because obviously it just worries me, that's all. But anyway, moving on to these photos. These photos are super cool. I got to hold a severed Tyranid head with my cosplay safe shovel, with my shovel, and I thought these looked badass. There's a really cool one I want to show you. That one. How awesome does that look? Genuinely can't tell you how happy I am with this photo. It's just me holding my shovel, holding that. If I had like fake slime, like the Ghostbusters slime I made, I would have put the Ghostbusters slime on like my shovel to make it look like I just hacked its head off. I think that'd be really cool. But yeah, it was so much fun to just get to Krieg up and run around and stuff. It was really, really awesome. Some news. My Krieg gas mask, i.e., this gas mask you see right here, is getting old. It's getting very old, in fact. In fact, it's getting so old that the seams are coming apart. It's tearing a little bit. It's starting to really show its age. Especially with all the sweat and all the breathing and the amount of times I've like adjusted it on my face and everything. In the end, I've got metal parts that are glued into just 5mm foam. And I think it might be time I slowly peel out everything, cut everything up, clean it all up, get new 5mm panels, glue them all together, and make a new gas mask with the original parts and say goodbye to my original gas mask. But then my plan is, after I've built that new gas mask is put that in the suitcase, and the one that's in the suitcase as my backup gas mask is start using that one then as my main gas mask. So it'll be like rotating gas masks essentially. My Death Corps of Krieg, I use the Starhelm helmet for my Death Corps of Krieg helmet modifications. Nice. This helmet here is vacuum-formed plastic that I painted, and it's super lightweight, and I fucking love it. I wish, though, the only thing I wish it was a little bit bigger. If it was a touch bigger, maybe like an inch both sides, so 2 inch altogether, and a little bit deeper, it would sit a little bit more over my lenses. It sits over my lenses now. It curls a little bit up, but it sits over my lenses now, but I'd like it to be a little bit further down. I don't want it half and half over the lenses like a lot of the minis and stuff, because you genuinely can't see, especially the fact that I've darkened the lenses down. I want to be able to actually see and enjoy myself, so hence why my lenses are showing a bit more than a lot of the Krieg Guardsmen with, like, when there's circles here, they cover like half of it. It's just, you know. You can also, by the way, the files for like helmets like that are still available on Janovich's Etsy, I think, so you can 3D print them. But yeah, it's I wanted lightweightness. This whole cosplay is meant to be lightweight. That's the whole point of this cosplay. Now, while we were there, people started to know about the 40k camp, obviously. We were called the 40k camp. We were down in the Galaxy Zone, but we were the 40k guys. Have you seen the 40k guys? We've been down to the 40k camp. It was really cool. While we were down there, people were spreading the word, and around the site at the very top was an Adeptus Mechanicus, and he was walking around with his mother and father. He's a young lad. And he came down to see us, and everyone's been telling us to come down to see you guys. Everyone's going to come to see you guys. Yeah, we were like, okay, cool. Why? What's up? And he was like, this is our son. Look at him. He's so cool. So this little legend, his dad helped him make this genuinely pretty Adeptus Mechanicus cosplay. And I cannot tell you how happy I am to see this little guy running around just being a legend. It, honest to God to you, these photos are the coolest things. Seriously. So cool. Really, really. The kid, by the way, you know, normally kids are like quite quiet and shy or whatever. We bombarded this kid. We were like, oh my God, that's so cool. We want a photo and this and that and the other. He just like, after we all had photos, but they took his mask off and just kept asking us questions and was like, whatever. We're just really excited to see us. It was so nice to share that awesomeness with this family who are like, oh, everyone's been telling us we have to come down and find the 40k guys. We've been trying to look for you guys, and like, yeah, we're right down the bottom and everything. How cool does that? I wish I'd had more photos. Like, I wanted the photos of the backpack and stuff, but it's so cool. A bunch of it's 3D printed, a bunch of it's foam. His dad is very talented. I've told his dad he needs to nurture this and try and get him to sort of, you know, try more things and do more stuff like this, because it's just the coolest thing. Now, on my hey, Bionic Entertainment, how you doing? Welcome. On my Facebook page, this video has been watched an insane amount of times. Not like thousands, but a lot. It's all the notifications I'm getting is because of this video. These were some steampunky dudes. Now, I haven't been able to find out who they are. I will at some point, but I haven't been able to find out who they are. But they were really awesome, and they were driving around and going around on site. They had like scheduled time slots to drive around and stuff on these electric homemade mechanical machinery, and they were trippy as balls, and I loved it. So you guys ready to watch a video? So check this out. Right? Here comes my favorite. My favorite's coming up here. Wait for it. Check that out. Actually playing a real set of drums with these little servos. So awesome. The coolest thing. And while at the queue at the barbecue train, we met this legend. This absolute mad lad. The White Monster Knight. Okay? Now, this guy's a legend because it's all made out of monster cans. And obviously the tabard with the M on it. And he's got a flail of 3 cans of empty monster. And I told him, I have a can of White Monster. I had a can of White Monster that my girlfriend gave me. I was like, come down. You need to like kneel, Sir Knight, and I will award you this can of White Monster. And he never came down. I was so heartbroken. I was like, man alive. I wish he had come down. He was so cool. Genuinely had such a good laugh. Now, down with us at the Order Mayhem, there were different activities and stuff you could do, right? There was the shooting gallery. There was purity seal making, where you get yourself a seal and you glue it on. There's a little magnet strip, and you can have like parchment and stuff, and then you can take it home and paint it. We had me and Korax did some panels. We did some talks about Warhammer and stuff. I'll show you guys those. Some people got some possibly some footage. I'm not sure. I'll have to check. But we did some panels and stuff, and it was a lot of fun. But I have a video here, sorry, of the shooting gallery.
I like that one, yeah. It is pretty cool. Right, there we are. So, so the action is all the way forward. Yes, don't know where that went. Oh, yeah, actually, he's broken.
So it's a shooting gallery.
Right, when you ready? Yeah, that's the... So it's slightly... Oh, there you go. Might be loaded.
Mango Loco Space Marine. That's brilliant. So we had the shooting gallery. People had so much fun shooting these Nerf guns at pictures of orcs and stuff like that. It was a lot of fun. Next time, I have them here. They're right fucking there. I laser etched a bunch of orc faction logos that I was going to get painted up, and I forgot them. The only thing I forgot that weekend. I remembered everything else. Forgot them. I was like, so we had to use clipboards with pictures of orcs and space marines and stuff on them, and I was like, God damn it. It happens. I'm so sorry. There's nothing I could do. It sucks. While there, my friend Tiff, the lovely Tiff, took a Polaroid of me wearing my Krieg armor without the gas mask. I shall start up the heart attack machine and start making. That'd be really funny. Just a giant Mango Loco Space Marine. Fuck me. Be killer. And I thought that was really cool. I have that. I have that photo. I was really, really chuffed with that. It's so nice. Also, the purest of shovels. This is one of the seals that someone made at our booth or our section or our camp. Yeah, as you can see, they're making that, and there comes a little magnet, so you can magnetize it, and it magnetizes to my shovel. I thought that was really cool. So I want to show you that. And these are the legends that made some of these seals. So they came along for the purity seal making. There was different time slots and stuff, and they came down to do some stuff. As you can see, they're holding some of my props. There's a pickaxe. There's my chainsaw and my Krieg shotgun. This rifle here belongs to Nate the Chill Valhallan, as does this Blood Bowl pig here belong to Nate the Chill Valhallan as well. So it was really, really awesome for them to come down. Now, during Fantasy Forest, it did rain. Now, that's not so bad for some of us with marquees and stuff, but if you are Lord Vader, you don't have to worry because you have one of your minions carry an umbrella. This, right? They were walking through our camp to go and get into cover, and I just snapped this photo. I was sat down in my chair, and I saw them walking across, and I grabbed my phone and took a photo, and I'm so happy I did. It was pissing down with rain. Now you look at the clouds, it's beautiful weather. It was hammering it down. It was a proper heavy shower. And it was so cool just to see this Darth Vader walking along this guy with an umbrella. Just it was so cool. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was absolutely awesome. Now, with that being said, we do move on now. We move on to the sexy creaky boy. Right now, it got to Sunday, and Sunday unfortunately means the end of the event, last day. So I did my traditional sad pose in front of the dry patch of grass that was my tent around all the wet patch of grass. It's kind of crazy how, like, that's my tent and it dry as a bone underneath. Obviously it was on top of the grass, and then everything else is soaking wet, so you can see how wet it was while we were there. Now, how sturdy. Something here I need to show you guys. While we were at Fantasy Forest, I got asked a question. What are your props made of? And I said, oh, they're made of foam. And he goes, are they strong? Like, is foam like, because obviously they were getting into the cosplay and prop making stuff. I was like, are they strong? And I was like, yes, they are. Demonstrated it, went over it up, and I thought, I'm going to make this into a video. So the video I made was this, of me asking, how strong are my props? How sturdy are my props? Very. They're so strong and sturdy, in fact, that when they land on this bit of a rope here, it lifted one of these poles, and it bounces. If you watch it, bounces. Yeet and bounce. It just bounces. Very. Now, if you hear in the background, the person who asked you the question goes, huh! Because they're shocked. Ready? Very. So funny. So that is like the strength and durability of my props. If there's ever a point where like your foam gets like dented or bent or anything, all you have to do is get a heat gun and just run the heat gun over it lightly, and then the foam relaxes again. It's super easy. It's super easy. But my props are very tough and very steady, very strong, and I'm very proud of my props. That video was done by the wonderful Tiff. Thank you so much. It's had 3,400 views, and I'm very excited to tell you all about next year, which hopefully Fantasy Forest will invite us back to. This tent here, if you see this, let me just fast forward a little bit. This massive tent coming into shot here, this giant tent here, I have found one on eBay. This one belongs to Cracks and Cosplay. I have found one on eBay because he told me which one it was. And I would love to be able to buy one of these because it can hold Space Marines and props and stuff like that. And it's really awesome. And that's my plan, is to essentially get a big ass tent like that so I can do more outdoor events. Because since Fantasy Forest, I've been a little bit sort of like, I kind of want to do more outdoor events. And fingers crossed, I can in future. And one of them hopefully will be Fantasy Forest. That's that's the goal anyway. Right, so let me just catch up with where we are. Oh yeah. There's a picture here of a very handsome creaky boy. I just wore my normal creaky boy the whole weekend and had such a good laugh doing it. It was so much fun. Now, while there, obviously my props and stuff like that. While there. Have you looked on military surplus sites? I haven't. I found 2 on eBay, one with the frame and one without. But if you know of one exactly like that, like I'm talking that exact tent, which I found 2 of, one without the poles and one with the poles. If you can find one exactly like that on a surplus site, link me. For God's sake, link me. While there, every year, my friend Brecken, who's been on the stream before, we have played Warhammer stuff together. We've done some bits and bobs. I've helped him fix stuff. I've helped him do stuff. He's helped me a bunch. We used to work together. I got him a job at the cinema. We've been friends for pretty much our entire childhood, secondary school onwards of our childhood. And it was really, really awesome to know that every year he goes to Fantasy Forest with his sword school. They have katanas and they use real blades. They also have the wooden ones and stuff. And they get invited back every year to do demonstrations. Then they do like ones with wooden swords. They get people in and they can play with them, and not play with them, but like they get taught how to use them and how to handle them correctly. He's currently a brown belt and he's very, very awesome. And while there, I thought, well, me and him are friends. He likes Warhammer. I like Warhammer. Then why not take up some chainswords for them to play with? So this is my friend Bracken here. He's an absolute legend, and he is there holding my human scale chainsword against his friend here who's holding my Chaos Space Marine chainsword. And they had so much fun playing with my chainswords. It was really, really fun to see. It was so much fun. I also have some more photos coming up of Bracken doing his thing, my friend Bracken doing his thing. But right now, we have some pictures of sandbags. Hold on. Here we go. Deathcore Cookie Boy on the mannequin. Iron Warrior, bear with me. That's the full stand. Iron Warrior. Creaky Boy. There you go. That's me holding my axe. And a severed Tyranid head. For this weekend, not this weekend, for this weekend, for Fantasy Forest, I built something new, and I built a crate, and the crate is designed to hold my lasguns upwards side by side, 4 of them. Okay, now I have 2, my original one and the one over there, and now this one, which I've just recently painted. I've got another one I'm building on the way, and then I'm going to make these standoffs, I guess, or holders, or just U-shaped like containment sections to hold my lasguns in place in this crate, so I can take them to events for part of display. Then I can go over, take them out, grab one of these power packs, and just like slot it in and hand it to someone and go, here you go, hold this gun. And I think that'll be really, really cool. And one of the things I built was the lasgun crate. But for this show, because I only had 2 lasguns, my original one, which is the top one here, and my new one, which is at the bottom here, I just put some hay from the field we were doing hay in the bottom of it and just laid them in there. And I think it looks really cool. I think it looks like a supply crate. I think it looks absolutely badass. Now, with more of my props on the table and stuff, I had my silver barbed wire, Deathcore Creek shotgun, the toolbox, the medic bag, as you can see before I did the handle. There's the grenade box and everything. So we'll go through a few of these because there's only there's a multitude of photos and stuff. There's the lasgun crate lid, which I'm so happy came out. More props here. Actually, hold on. This could be rotated. Rotate to the right. Yes, there you go. So these are the Iron Warrior props I brought with me essentially, so that I could show people. And then obviously Creaky Boy again. There's a few photos that I've taken multiple times during multiple days. So they're not the same photos, but they are different photos on different days, but they're of the same thing. So you can see like my pickaxe here. I did walk around with my pickaxe, my sledgehammer, and my axe on the backpack in my normal Krieg just to see how they handle. And this new pickaxe here handles beautifully. Creaky Boy once again. More props. My boy Sam, an absolute legend. Can't believe he was there. So shocked. Love it. More of my display, and there you go. Here is my friend Bracken doing his thing. This is during one of the lessons and stuff, teaching people how to use these wooden swords and how to use katanas. More of the display, as you can see. This time I moved the sandbags over here, so I had the rusted barbed wire here, my silver barbed wire over there. Bracken doing more of his thing. This is what the display looked like a bit closer to the end. I moved Iron Warrior Cosplay to the front here, so that people could just come over. Ooh. My apologies. More of the display, more of Bracken, more of the display, and more of my props and stuff. Just checking a few more things. Hold on, bear with me. Is this the picture I want to show you? No. No. 2 seconds. There's one of... Oh my god, that is a terrible photo. Let me just delete that one. I didn't... Looks like that one made it past my... Oh, bother. Bear with me, guys. Gotta go back to my Fantasy Forest album. That was slow. Fantasy Forest. Wow, apologies for this. Internet's been very slow tonight. Right, Sam, props, did those. Bracken, did those. Me. There we go. So, this was display. Obviously, not the best photo, but this was part of my display. This is like, you know, how everything went. So, where is it held at? This event is held at, bear with me, Fantasy Forest. Fantasy Forest is held at... well, you'd think it would say... It's held at Sudley Castle. It's held at Sudley Castle, and the next event is going to be July 17th and July 19th. July 17th to the 19th, 2026. That's when the next event is going to be. And yeah, it is an awesome event. I do recommend you go. I think it's absolutely fantastic. Really, really recommend it. Think the world of this event, because I've done one and they were just so accommodating to us, and it's nice. What's your budget for these tents? The ones on eBay are 400 for the tent and frame. So that's the kind of budget I'm looking for. Did I accidentally upload? I did. I accidentally uploaded the same photo 3 times. There we go. There's Bracken doing his thing. So proud of him, by the way. He is like properly changed over the years. This is them playing with the chainswords. Seeing these guys play with my chainswords makes me so happy. I love it. Oh, wait. I realized I haven't changed back to here. There you go. What a silly bugger. You can tell I'm getting tired. It's so nice. I can't believe that was just an entire shot of me just sat there looking at the video, nothing on screen. Oh yeah, Bracken does 2 swords. He uses 2 swords, one slightly shorter than the other, but he uses 2 swords, and it's incredible. So cool watching these guys use my my props and stuff to have fun. It's really nice. It's genuinely what makes it worth like going to these events stuff. No, don't bother. They're strong as anything. Oh yeah. He was saying like, I'll try and be really nice to it, and I'm like, I'll show you a video of me throwing it like, well, not that one, but throwing me stuff. Just don't worry about it. It's so funny. Like they don't have to worry about breaking them. Like, don't get me wrong, if you wanted, you could absolutely break my chainsword. You absolutely could. If you wanted to break it, you are more than capable of doing so. You could just snap it or just tear it. It's foam. But in terms of like once it's built, if you drop it, you don't have to worry about it shattering. It's true that you can just beat the shit out of people with it, even when the chainsaw just stops at them. Oh no, it's run out of premium, or just whatever fuel. Like, don't worry about it. Just keep going. That's an edit I had on Instagram, so that actually accidentally got shared from Instagram. And then I'll show you this one. This one was the one I wanted as the last one. I would feel far if I accidentally broke one of those. I don't think I'd be able to recover. Trust me, you'd be fine. When you say Whelp Bionic Entertainment, do you mean you found one cheaper or you found one like 10 times more expensive? Because, like, let me know. Because if the army surplus people want like 10 times the price, then I'll just buy it off eBay. Because the guy on eBay just said, yeah, sure, like 400 quid and come and get it. But obviously, I haven't got 400 quid at the moment. I'm waiting to payday. But yeah, that was Fantasy Forest. I had such a blast. I really, really enjoyed it. Even with the on and off wet weather, boiling hot weather, massive humidity, massive humidity. It was just incredible. Now, you're probably wondering, why didn't you or Korax get in your Space Marine cosplays and walk around Fantasy Forest? Well, I'll tell you why. Fantasy Forest is like based on like a manor. There's like a manor and a castle and stuff like that. I think it's a castle. There's a manor. The ground, the actual grass, is incredibly lumpy and uneven, right? And it's really, really bad. It's really, really bad. Oh no, Roman, no way. Are you back now, though? I'm glad you're back now, though. It's so incredibly uneven. There is a tarmacked pathway that you can walk on. But with the rain coming and going all the time, the humidity being incredibly high, it was very unsafe to be in the Space Marines sweating too much without like dedicated spotters. Now, I could have asked a friend, but I don't. When I go to an event in the Iron Warrior, I will bring my own spotter, whether it be my incredible girlfriend Steph or my best friend Harry, or someone who comes with me in the van. Their job is to help me unload, set up, chill out, help me into the suit, and spot for me while I'm in the suit. Now, I don't like going to an event and then just grabbing someone and be like, hey, can you spot for me? And then like having them take the time out of their day to have to help me out. That's me personally. I don't like doing it. So I didn't take, Harry couldn't make it. I was really gutted. Harry didn't make it. He couldn't come. So that sucks. And my girlfriend at the time was working. So don't get me wrong. Next year, I'm fully planning on bringing her with me. She's coming with me. If I can bring Harry too, even better. But I'm going to bring my girlfriend with me for this time, 2026. If they invite us back, fingers crossed they invite us back. Hopefully then she'll be able to spot for me. But considering how like uneven the ground is, it would be a case of getting in the majority of the Space Marine, but not the legs, moving the legs to the tarmac, getting in there, getting like my legs and stuff, everything put together on the tarmac, then walking just on the tarmacked ground with my spotter. That's the only way. That is the only way. There's no other way of doing it because the grass is uneven. There are like slopes, and when it rains, because the grass is so short, it just turns to mud and it's slippery, and you do not want to fall in your Space Marine. There's so many people out there, oh, just walk, just get in your Space Marine, just walk around the grass, whatever. You need to understand how dangerous it can be. No, don't get me wrong. There are some Space Marines out there who are like, yeah, fuck, I can walk on anything. Like David, for example. David Roth, he can walk on pretty much anything. But there's still a risk that you could fall and hurt yourself or hurt someone else. That's where public liability comes into it. But, yeah. So myself, Nate and everyone, Core Action Cosplay, Tiff, everyone, Alan, everyone who went, we all had such a great time. Fantasy Forest, you were fantastic. Really hope you'll have us back. Next year, I fully plan on getting into my Iron Warrior and walking around Fantasy Forest in my Space Marine. I absolutely cannot wait to see or hear from you guys when me and Alan do the back and forward email-y sorting out of all the stuff. I'm 100% going to bring my girlfriend this time, and we're going to have a bigger tent for camping. And you know the tent I showed you, the patch on the ground? We're going to have a bigger tent. And we're also going to have a massive, army tent to put all the stuff in instead of these shitty little gazebos. The gazebos are fine for what they were, but I want a bigger tent. But yeah, Bionic Entertainment, let me know what's happening. You are very quiet because you've said, whelp. And that's the last thing you said. So let me know if you find anything. But one last thing. Harry and I went with my friend Andrew as well and his friends, who are now my friends, to Tankfest. And while we were at Tankfest, I've done a stream on Tankfest. While we were at Tankfest, a Spitfire, they did a flyby for us. Spitfire flew over Tankfest, and it was incredible. Genuinely, so fucking awesome. I love the noise of a Spitfire. I love how they look. I love how they bank and how they sound. It's just incredible. Not long after, I took Harry to drive a tank for his late birthday present. While we were driving tanks, a Spitfire flew overhead, not part of the event. It was just there. It was just flying past, and it was a Spitfire, and it was incredible. Shortly after, a couple of days, I'm on my way back from work. 2 Spitfires are going through the valley, heading somewhere. Turns out they were heading to a show. They were doing a flyover in a show, because I googled it. They were doing a flyover in a show, so it was 2 Spitfires. And I was like, holy fucking crap. Went to Fantasy Forest, and lo and behold, I think that's a Spitfire. No, that one is a Spitfire. The other one that's flying behind it is a Hurricane. There it is. That's a Hurricane. Absolutely mind-blowing. The amount of Spitfires I've seen in the past 2 months is ridiculous. And I'm over the moon, because we did go to Fleet Air Arm Museum as well. And Fleet Air Arm as well has Spitfires there. The Spitfires are absolutely indeed following me. By the way, I have to pause a second, because I've been sent some adorable footage of our kittens being adorable, and some adorable pictures of our kittens. My girlfriend's currently at home watching me live, and I think that is the cutest thing. Right, anyway. But yes, you have your own private air support. Can you imagine Iron Warrior cosplay air? That'd be really, really cool. Anyway, so I really hope you guys have enjoyed this stream. I know it's not been like super busy and super like entertaining in terms of like building props, stuff like that. Soon though, I will be doing some shoulder making, some bits and bobs like that, some new stuff for my Death of Creek medic. I'm really excited for that. I'll be working on this as well. Might work on it on stream, might work on it off stream. I don't know about that. The shoulders definitely they'll be on stream. And I'll try and I'll do a bunch of announcements before then. And what I can tell people is like we'll do a build along. I think that'd be really cool. You know, see what people say. If they want to build along, that'd be really, really sick. Oh, my boy Panzer's being so cute. So my cat's called Panzer, by the way, and he's being so adorable right now. It's so freaking unbelievably cute. So I'm really excited to go home and see them. But anyway, from me, Iron Warrior Cosplay, thank you so much for being here. I really, really appreciate you guys being here. Let me know if there's anything you guys would like to see. Join the Discord if you haven't already. Also, if you are here and you're new to YouTube and you're watching me live for the first time, please click subscribe. That'd be really awesome. Hit the little bell for notifications. But seriously, thank you so much for being here. I've really, really enjoyed talking to you about Fantasy Forest. If you guys are intending on going to Fantasy Forest in 2026, please let me know. I know July's a long time away, but if you are wanting to go, hopefully we'll be there. The Order Mayhem will hopefully have grown a little bit by then. We're going to start a public page soon. Public page will be really, really cool. So that way people can see our shenanigans and things like that. We're going to be posting what events we're going to and things like that. Our little group is going to start growing a little bit, and we're gonna keep it fun. That's it. We're going to keep it fun. It's not going to be regimented. It's not going to be, it's not going to be like, this, you have to this, and you have to this, and you have to this, and there are rules and regulations and different tiers and all this thing, and there's a payment you have to do for whatever. There's none of that. It's going to just be Auto Mayhem. Come and join us. Have some fun. Auto Mayhem. welcome home. For anyone who watches South Park. But yeah, seriously, if anyone wants to join the Order Mayhem, obviously you can. If you're a Warhammer cosplayer and you live in the UK and you want to come to some of the events that we go to, if you have stuff you want to display, you know, we'll be doing a public page very, very soon. I'm very, very excited for it. But yeah, so from me, Iron Warrior Cosplay, thank you so much for being here. I really, really appreciate it. I am now going to head home and go see my little kitties and see my amazing girlfriend, Steph. Not in that order. But anyway, thank you all for being here. I really, really appreciate it. I really, really hope you guys could be here for next stream. Hopefully next stream might be shoulder building. We'll see how things go. And then I'll do a stream after the Joy of Chaos painting stream and I'll paint them. Probably even better. But yeah, anyway, from me, Armor Cosplay, thanks so much for being here. I shall see you all again soon. Bye for now.